Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Friday, January 26, 2018. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka Pivot Boss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, you can see that we've been in a very bullish trending market overall. One thing that's very important here is that we're holding at highs. We're not seeing much of a pullback, and that's been a pattern here that we've seen. Much of these markets have not seen any counter trend rotations to speak of. Most of them have just gone sideways. They've built out key ranges and then they've continued higher. For example, after this rally, this nice impulse sell-off here gave us a key range, and we since rallied to within one tick of that target. 55 quarter is the high, 55 half was the target. So we've done it again. If we drop this down to, say, an hourly bar chart, you can see right here, that's the impulse sell-off that we're using. A nice high here at 55 quarter, it sells off to 25 half, and it bounces back up to 28.40s, and that gives us a beautiful key range to work with. Basically, the idea is that eventually we likely break this thing to the upside, and if we do, the upside target is going to be 28.85 in short order. So again, any pullback, any failure to hold the bottom end of the range could be a great buying opportunity for a further expansion to the upside at some point down the road. Right now, look for the market to remain within this range until expansion occurs. The NQ looks very similar. Uptrending behavior that we've seen in the daily time frame overall. Right here, we see another impulse sell-off like the one we just seen in the ES, and this has given us a very, very clear key range with great outer edges to watch. Overall, this range is expected to break to the upside. And when we do break it to the upside, or should we see that occur, 71.20 would be the upside target to shoot for there. So we have some great targets to watch out for. I think an ideal opportunity occurs below this key range low. If price were to drop down here into this LVN, that could provide perhaps the best trap opportunity for a return to 7,000 and a move into that 71.20. So we have a lot of potential opportunities here based off this key range, so we'll continue to keep it in the forefront. Here's a look at GC. Right now, GC is holding within the range here. We had quite the sell-off yesterday, and then a bounce back up. Very clean action here after topping out at 1362. Now, if we look at this in the daily time frame here, what's important about 1362 is it's the top of this impulse key range. And so getting up to that point, we knew that there may be some selling pressure. We may have reached a short-term top, and yesterday's selling pressure indeed showed that that was the case, dropping all the way back toward 1340. So, I mean, it was a significant reversal. Right now, inside day, we could continue to build out up here for a little while. We could even pop above 62s. But overall, it's any rejection of this level would then begin a potential trend change back toward value, 1280. So we're continuing to watch this for signs of clean and clear rejection. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. Great trending market. One thing we were looking for yesterday was for price after it reached that high at 66.66. We were looking to see if price can make a move back towards 64.72. If so, it gives us a great short-term key range to work off of. You can see yesterday came shy of that level. So yesterday's low is 65.08, which is about right there. You can see it here. Today we got just a little bit below that, getting to a low of 64.91, and then now bouncing back up a little bit. So right now we have not gotten that 64.72 level. If we test that level or touch it, then this key range is pretty much set up. And now what we could see is the market build out within the boundaries of this key range for a little while before we see another move to the upside. So watching to see how this plays out overall in crude. Lastly, looking here at, here's a look at XBT. Right now what you see is price continues to do battle right at that key range low, continues to chop around that area. Again, as I continue to mention, bulls doing just enough to keep prices at that zone and keep it interesting for a potential pop. The longer we stay down here and the longer price does not go down, I think starts to shift the bias of control to the upside, because if price continues to form these higher lows here, at some point we could start to run the stops above 1200, and that sparks a move back toward the midpoint of the key range, which would be 15900. So right now, watching, all eyes on that 1200 here. This thing continues to build out, not paying these late sellers, and that could spark a rally here. So again, still doing battle around that area. If prices cannot get above 1200 in short order, we could be looking at a tumble to 6700. So right now, basically between 10K and 12K, very tight range, and that could provide some nice expansion very, very soon. If you're in the Austin area, I will be doing a live speaking engagement for the American Association for Individual Investors, and that's going to be Monday night. 7 o'clock is when that begins, from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. So again, if you're in the Austin area, I will be putting out a tweet with some more information. But just as a quick heads up, I'll be doing a speaking engagement on algo and program analysis and tendencies, and it should be a fun one. So hopefully I see you all there. Again, good luck, trade well, and have a fantastic weekend. Take care, folks.